fall sports with all the coaches and players from the area. The Monday Night Sports Talk Show is brought to you by our title sponsor, Griffin Insurance, as well as Pizza Cottage, Buckeye Stoves, Prescription Turf Care, Page One Group, Knox County Veteran Services, and Cubbage Electric and Construction. Now, here's Tyler Mathias live on WMVO Radio, as well as our Facebook and YouTube channel with the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show.
All right, and a good evening to you live from Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon. It is the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show presented by Griffin Insurance, brought to you in part by Buckeye Stoves, Prescription Turf Care, Cubbage Electric and Construction, Page One Group, Knox County Veteran Services, and, of course, Pizza Cottage. As we're going to catch up with the Danville Blue Devils in the second half of the program, beginning of the program, talking with the Mount Gilead Indians, who are undefeated on the season and face probably their toughest matchup of the entire season this Friday night when they head to the heart of Ohio to take on the Centerburg Trojans on their homecoming night, and looking forward to that ball game. We will be there. Well, Curtis will be there and will. Not me, but they will be out there. I kind of miss going out to that. I would love to be at that game, trust me, but we'll let Curtis go this time. But we're looking forward to that on Friday night, and we will have that on our right here, same place, YouTube, Facebook, and on the radio. But let's talk with the Mount Gilead Indians, and head coach Mike Reed is with us here. We appreciate him joining us. Senior captains Coney Mimer, as well as Gage Shipman and Carson Barnum are with us here. We thank them for joining us here on the program. 6-0, first time in school history. Mike, how long have you been at Mount Gilead?
This is my fifth season at Mount Gilead.
All right, fifth season. When you got into this job and you took over and you saw, where the program was and where the program is now, did you think that at some point you'd be 6-0, getting ready to play the biggest game, one of the biggest games you could possibly play in a regular season, this Friday night in Week 7, and sitting undefeated for the first time in school history?
That's an awful lot to digest there, but that was the goal, is to bring Mount Gilead back to relevance. And I know there's great kids at Mount Gilead, and that was 100% correct. There are really good kids at Mount Gilead, so the pieces are there, the attitudes are there, the heart is there, and 6-0 is greater than I could even imagine.
It's fantastic. And when you think about this group, was this maybe a group that you said, hey, this is where we put it all together, this is the season where you put, or has it just happened to be that you guys have put it all together, the work in the summer's paid off, and here you are at 6-0?
Well, honestly, when they came out of 8th grade, I wasn't sure what to expect, but working with them over the last 4 years, that's kind of developed over time, just seeing how they bought into the process, they bought into the work ethic, they bought into the whole concept that it was going to be really hard work to become great, and that's going to be a daily challenge for us our whole lives, really, but definitely our whole football lives. So as we started getting really competitive over the last couple of seasons, it did become, by the time these guys are seniors, they should have it pretty well figured out. And they really do. They got a great attitude. They got a great heart. And proud to be here with them.
We're going to talk with the kids here in a minute as well. But when we look at a Mike Reed football team at Mount Gilead, what do we see offensively, defensively? Are you wanting to fly to the football defensively? You guys have, I think, I was looking at the top, 5 in the conference in yards per loss on defense, and tackles for loss on defense and things. So what does a Mike Reed football team want to do offensively and defensively?
Offensively and defensively, we want to control up front. We talk to the guys all the time that everything starts up front, both offensively and defensively, and guys are just going to get after it and be aggressive and play assignment football and just get after it and do things the right way, take pride in doing things the right way, no cutting corners.
A couple weeks ago, you didn't even throw a pass, and it went against Fredericktown. You guys ran the football, and I got a call from Will Hartley after he did the game, and he said, Mount Gilead didn't throw the football once, just ran the football, and that's what's worked so far this season. A smash mouth football for you guys, and certainly been great. We're going to talk about some of the games this season and, of course, the big matchup with Centerburg this week. Cody Mimer is with us as well. I'll have you pick up that microphone there. And senior captain here. What position you play there?
I'm an offensive guard and a defensive tackle.
I could have guessed that. And Curtis said he wants me to arm wrestle you live on camera.
I think that's a great idea.
But we don't have the EMTs on standby for when my arm breaks. Oh, yeah, I forgot. He doesn't care about me. Oh, it wouldn't take much. When you go into the season, you know you're going to run the football. You know that it's going to be a team that's going to have to stop the run to be successful. What did Coach Reed maybe mention to you about your importance in this team and what up front means to both the offensive and defensive schemes here?
He really preached being prideful up front,
Yeah.
not overconfident, but being sure in our assignments and knowing what to do, when to do it.
Yeah.
We have really adopted a player, I wouldn't say coach mentality, but we pick each other up,
Yeah.
and we teach each other what we do wrong, and we have fixed a lot of our own mistakes just by either watching film or taking accountability for all of our actions.
You know, I saw this, I don't know if it's a meme, I don't know what the kids do these days. I mean, I'm getting older now, but I saw this thing where there guys were on an offensive line, and the guard looks at the tackle and says, "What's the play call?" And he says, "I don't know, just hit somebody." It's not as simple as that, especially when the offense that you guys run, but the importance of what you guys do up front allows for guys like Carson to run the football and get a lot of yards and win football games, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
All right. Should be a lot of fun this Friday night. It's going to be a big task for you guys against the Centerburg Trojans, but we know how good the KMAC has been this year. Gage Shipman, I'll have you pick up that microphone there, senior captain as well. What position you play?
I'm a left guard and interior defensive lineman.
All right, so in the same thing. And I'll tell you what, I was looking at these numbers, and again, you guys allow 2.6 yards per carry. That's it. That's pretty darn good. When you think about what coaches preach to you on that defensive side of the ball and stopping the run and making sure that you take guys out of their comfort zone and maybe make them throw it when they don't really want to, what's been the importance that he's preached about the defensive side of the football?
It's really important to make sure we get a first punch and fire out and control our gap is one of the biggest points of playing inside defensive line. And from there, making plays to the ball and forcing them to go into further downs where they'd have to pass.
You guys are 6-0, first time in school history. From a player perspective, what do you think's led to this? I mean, the fact that you guys haven't lost a football game. The KMAC is really good. It's a very good conference, and you guys are 6-0 and 3-0 in the KMAC right now.
It's been a complete team effort across the board, just from our scout team players all the way up to our Friday nighters. It's just been a good effort across the board. I think one of our biggest things this past year has been our halftime adjustments, whereas we start maybe slower than we'd like to. We don't freak out. We come back out, and we punch them in the mouth.
And you guys control the run game as well. So Carson Barnum's on the end. I'll have you hand that mic off to him there. Senior captain as well. 3 rushing touchdowns and 181 yards last week, and you've had a great season up to this point. You think about this year, did you realize how special of a year this could be when you went into this year, Carson?
Yeah, after last year, we were a couple games where it was, we could have had it.
Yeah.
We could have had it. I remember in the weight room, first week of lifting, Coach Reed had the scores of Danville and Northmore up there. And it's like, not to demoralize you guys, but just show you how close you were. And I think, because I don't do any other sports, I saw the collective team buy-in throughout the year and focus on getting better every day. It's so all led up to something special. And
do you play offense and defense? You play anything on defense?
I rotate in at linebacker.
Yeah. You got to hit some people once in a while, right?
Yeah. When I can, I love to hit some people.
What's been the goal for you this year? I mean, right now you're leading the KMAC in rushing yards, or second in touchdowns this year. Was it the hope of leading the conference? Was it that you guys really believed, hey, we can win a conference championship this year? Or some of the goals you set forth and where you're at right now?
So obviously the goal was to go 1-0 every week and 10-0 and just try and go as far as we can. And if some team out physicals us, but 10 times out of 10, I'm going to take my guys over the next guy across from me.
Yeah.
And
they've been pretty darn good this year.
Yeah, winning those individual one-on-ones and doing that across the board, it just helps us win as a team. And as far as goals-wise, there's nothing I don't think we can't do. So.
Well, Mount Gilead Indians, you guys are 6-0, 3-0 in the KMAC, and you're coming off a win against the East Knox Bulldogs. Before I talk about that, I just want to talk a little bit about your defense right now, about what some of these guys have done defensively, and obviously Carson's been tremendous on the offensive side. And these guys obviously are doing some real work up front, but that defense, to limit guys to 2.6 yards per carry, and you're seeing it, Mike, it's kind of weird. It's almost like a shift in the KMAC. There were teams opening it up and running the spread. Now it's kind of come back in, and teams aren't really doing that as much anymore. A lot of running the football, and you guys are the best at stopping it. What has been the key this year for these guys?
Honestly, Carson said it really well when he talked about going 1-0 each week.
Yeah.
And really that goes to being 1-0 every day. He talked about one-on-one, winning the one-on-one battles, and it's just perfecting technique, and the desire is there. And that's defensive football is really driven by desire when it comes down to it. They want to attack, they want to get after it. Gage mentioned getting hands on first and helps you get off blocks that way, reestablish the line of scrimmage, and then being gap sound. Carson does a really good job when he's in there at linebacker, kind of being a quarterback on the defense, getting people behind the defensive line, get them in the right spot. So it's really these guys, they have tremendous chemistry, and it just trickles down. We got a great group of juniors playing underneath these guys that are going to be next year's leaders that are doing the same thing.
Yep.
And so hopefully it just keeps going.
For you guys, you beat Danville, and we're going to talk about the game last week, but the Danville game was such a back-and-forth affair. You guys, you just really didn't know who was going to win it until the end of the ball game. It was so back and forth and everything. And when you look at that win against a team that's had so much success and perennial, and they could still make a run because of their history and things like that, did that kind of set the tone for you guys when you said, wow, we won this football game? Not to overlook the other wins that you had, Mike, but you beat Danville, and then you get in there and you took care of business against Fredericktown. You got to feel like, hey, this is a real deal this year.
Right. The guys already mentioned something that they do real well, and that is not panic.
Yeah.
And they believe in each other. They believe in our system. And it goes all the way back to the Upper Sandusky game where we really couldn't get things going offensively. And I don't think we'd ever beat them in the 10-year contract with them. And being able to win a 7-6 ball game there gave them confidence. We went down to Grove City Christian. Didn't start out extremely well down there, but we weren't bad either. And we made adjustments at halftime and took the game over, again, because these guys don't panic. They believe. And like Cody was mentioning, they talk to each other, and they're correcting things on the field before we even get a chance to. And then, the Danville game, we started out really, really well. And Danville, like Danville does, they came back and battled us back. And I was really proud of the guys. And you're absolutely right. We were down by more than a touchdown, I think, with 4 minutes left. And we were able to put together a touchdown drive. That was huge. In years past, that might have been one of those games that I think Carson was mentioning where we were real close. And we just didn't get it done. Yeah. But this year we did, and that kind of set us into the Fredericktown week with a lot of confidence. So you're absolutely correct. Certainly does help.
Cody, that win against Danville, and then subsequently the win against Fredericktown, where everybody looked at it and said, this is a huge matchup. I know we sent Curtis out there and said, this is going to be a huge matchup. And then you guys early in the game, and I don't know who the defense when I'm on my show, I can't really see everything that's happening. I saw a defensive lineman get a pick. And I was feeling for. Was that you?
No, that was Gage. That was Gage.
Gage was a huge fan. I saw it on the video, and I was like, "This could be a special night for the Mount Gilead Indians." And when you talk about beating a really good team in Danville, and then you beat a good team in Fredericktown, did you sense like, "Hey, this is a real deal. We can beat good teams, and we are in that class with them, a good football team."
We used to talk about shocking the world a lot.
Yeah.
I think we've done that. We've shocked the world. Everybody knows we're coming out to play, but now we're coming to win.
Yeah.
It is we beat these teams, and we're going to do our best this week against Centerburg. We're not going to panic. We're going to play sound 11-on-11 football, do our assignments to the tee. But with the Fredericktown game, it was a night to remember.
Yeah.
The D-line came out to play. Gage got a pick, and then another one of our D linemen got a strip six.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Gage, I got to ask you, man, how does that feel? You get that interception. Now, I saw it on the video. I was watching it in the studio, and I'm like, oh, man, that was pretty there.
Yeah,
how'd that feel?
It was just really crazy. We practice all the time in our drills to read screens, so I just dropped back and he kind of just dumped it off right in front of me, and I was like, I'm going to take this as far as I can go.
That was a big moment in that ball game where you look back at Fredericktown and those Danville games, and when you guys are in them and then you actually win them, that's got to be a huge confidence booster for the games that have taken place, like East Knox and the ones ahead like Centerburg, right?
Yes, like Cody said, and Carson, we talked a lot about last year how we were so close in those games. and we just need to find a way to finish, and that's been a big factor this year.
You don't have to worry about finishing too hard against Fredericktown. I mean, you got to finish right through, but you guys had a great ball game there. Carson, again, you win the game against Danville. Again, a very good football team. Fredericktown, a very good football team. We looked at it going into the year. We said, who's going to win the conference? I mean, legitimately, every team on paper had a reason to say, hey, we can win the conference, which is good for you guys to get that competition week in and week out. But the games against Danville and Fredericktown, what stood out to you in those wins?
I think more or less in practice, starting on the Saturday before, we came in and we celebrated the win on Fridays the weeks prior. But we came in and we're like, all right, we got to work now, get here. We had tremendous focus in practice. It may not have sounded like it at times, but we had great focus. We were focused more or less not about what they can do to hurt us, but perfecting our assignments like Coach Reed said and doing what we can against them.
Well, Coach, we look at these three players and their importance, the guys up front and on the defensive and offensive side, and then what Carson's done in the backfield as well. But you have so many pieces. I look at what Cole Fricky has done, and I know I said that one right because I've asked his name before. It was a long E. Jacob Wilt, Tyler Haar, these guys, it is an entire team effort to get you guys to this point, being undefeated and 6-0, get an opportunity at Centerburg on Friday night.
Well, 100%. If we could bring them all in here, we would. Like Cooper Nelson, the defensive end that got the strip and score as a junior, worked extremely well, really hard at his craft, really hard in the weight room. Our other backfield members that back there with Carson that block for him, Brogan Fleiter is one of the greatest blockers out of the backfield, and he can carry the rock too.
Yeah.
He's up over 100 yards rushing now, and Jacob Wilt, Cole Fricky, and Tyler Haar are all up over 200 yards rushing, pushing 300. So we can pass the rock around a little bit. So they sure work hard blocking for us. So they're good to take the burden off of Carson a little bit. So 100%, it is a total team effort on both sides of the ball.
We mentioned that against Fredericktown, you didn't throw it once though, but. You can throw the football, so you're keeping defenses on their heels, right? I mean, you can toss it around a little bit.
Yeah, Cole and I were talking about that today on our Monday meeting, that is secret weapon type stuff. But he works extremely hard on the passing game, and our receivers, like Hayden Summerlot joined us this year, and he does a tremendous job blocking downfield for us on a couple of those touchdown runs that you saw against Fredericktown. He was right down there in front making that last block that made it a touchdown instead of just a big gain. And he's a tremendous receiver, too. He works really hard on his craft. And our tight end, Wyatt Long, does a good job blocking for us. And he had a big touchdown catch for us last week against East Knox to kind of loosen their defense up a little bit. So, yeah, absolutely. It's a tremendous team effort. And really, that's the chemistry we've been talking about. That's really what it takes.
Appreciate Coach Mike Reed with us, Cody Mimer, Gage Shipman, Carson Barnum here. It's the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, and we're going to talk about that game against East Knox and, of course, the matchup with Centerburg this Friday as well with Mount Gilead football. Let's take this break. We'll come back and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show coming up.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. Let's get ready to rumble. We love football season, and that means stove season is right around the corner. Buckeye Stoves. Check out our showroom with live displays on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. We offer 22 brands of stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. Wood, pellet, gas, and coal. BuckeyeStoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page 1 group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
Hello?
Hey, Joe, Tom here. Listen, is your yard booked for next weekend?
Yeah, the Joneses family reunion.
All right, how about the weekend after that?
Yep, Mrs. Smith's Card Club.
And the weekend after that?
Oh, that's the Thompsons' graduation party. You might as well get used to that if your yard is taken care of by Prescription Turf Care. Everybody wants to use your backyard. Call 740-397-1203 and ask about a free no-obligation estimate.
If you want a healthy lawn and all the weeds gone, call Prescription Turf Care.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community. Offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
You're listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, live on WMVO, brought to you in part by Pizza Cottage, Knox County Veteran Services, and Prescription Turf Care.
Yeah. All right, welcome back. It is the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show at Pizza Cottage. Hey, tomorrow night, special 2 small 10-inch one-topping pizzas or 2 subs for $16. I think you guys at this table could down those in like 4 minutes. Nah, I think I can do a challenge here. Yeah. But appreciate you guys joining us here. Mount Gilead Indians. You took on East Knox last week. 37-6, you win that game. And it's kind of weird, we talk about the fact that there's so many teams in the Knoxville Athletic Conference that want to run the football. They want to establish the run. Centerburg, Fredericktown, Danville with Cy Wallace, and these different guys. East Knox wants to throw the rock a little bit. Jack Lester's one of the best he is number 1 in the conference. So when you went into that game, you beat East Knox 37-6. What was the game plan maybe going in there, and then to come out with a 31-point win against the East Knox Bulldogs to set up this game here against Centerburg?
Well, the first thing is to keep everything in front of us on defense. Yeah. Jax is good. He's going to have completions. He's a really good, like you said, he's probably the best quarterback in the league, arguably, but he certainly is pretty good, And so the concept there is we got to mix coverage, we got to mix pressures up, and we got to rush him enough to where he's uncomfortable and maybe force him to throw some bad balls. It's difficult to confuse him. He's a really smart quarterback, but that was pretty much the game plan: is keep everything in front of us and force him to think a little bit more than he wants to, and force him to move around a little bit more than he wants to. I think we only had 2 sacks, but we had a lot of hurries.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like a third generation, They all probably talk to each other. This is what a coverage looks like and everything. What did you guys do well to score 37 points and then hold them to 6 to be able to win that football game?
It really wasn't that easy. Coach Beatty's a tremendous coach, and his boys always play extremely hard for him. And really all the guys in this league that I coach against are really good at what they do, and their boys all play hard for them. We didn't score in our first 3 possessions, so credit East Knox that they kind of held us in check there for a little bit. But again, we made some adjustments to what they were doing and changed a couple of blocking schemes. The kids were giving us great information from the field, and we were able to finally establish our run game, and we got loose for like 265 on the ground or something like that, and we're able to pull away from them in the second half. I think we held the ball probably for close to 19 minutes of the 24 in the second half.
Oh, wow.
That helped a lot. That helps the defense a lot, too.
For sure. Cody, as you look at the game against East Knox, 37-6, defensively, you guys did what you had to do. It was kind of a different situation because, not to say that other teams can't throw, because you're going to see kind of the best of both worlds this week with Centerburg, with Blaine Ball and Miles Marshall and stuff. But with that game plan going in. What did you like defensively, what you guys did offensively to as we mentioned, 181 yards for Carson? You guys win the football game, most importantly.
So offensive-wise, we really need to establish the run game. We faltered there a little bit in the first quarter, but as we've said before, the team stays very focused. We have great team chemistry. There's not infighting. We are together. We are one unit, and we were able to get some adjustments, have our move around a little bit, and get the pieces where we needed them to be establish Carson's many yards.
Yeah.
And defensive-wise, though, as a D lineman, it's I wouldn't say repetitive, but you have your keys, you read them. It was definitely a lot of pass-heavy offense. So it was really practice-wise going into it. It was we needed to establish the pocket, or we needed to establish our pass lanes to not let him out. We needed to close that coffin and make sure he has minimal time.
And for reference here, I wouldn't want to argue with you either. What you say goes. I wouldn't get an argue with you on the field. You win. Gage, you look back at that game against Seaside, a little different. You know, you got. I mean, Fredericktown they can still throw it, but they run that wing tee as well. But this was legitimately a team that wants to sling the rock in East Knox, and you guys held them to 6 points, and then you run the football and you scored 37. What did you like about your team in that win last week?
I thought we had a good defensive game, honestly. After that first little bit of kind of letting them get off a hot start, we made some adjustments. As a D-line group, I think we did a really good job of keeping pressure on Jax and kind of closing in that pocket quickly, making him make some tough decisions. Offensively, I liked how we adapted very well. We didn't, like Cody said, we didn't panic or anything when we had to punt a few times more than we would like to, but we started getting into that linebacker depth and picking up some blocks, and that really opened up things for Carson.
For you, Carson, you run for 181, 3 rushing touchdowns. You've now got 10 on the season, so you've had a great season up to this point. You look at the game against East Knox. What did you like about what the guys up front did, what you did personally, and just getting the win 37-6?
Up front, I like how every single play, win-loss, or the win-loss, the rep, they talk about it, how they're going to attack it differently next time or attack the same more or less. And then our running backs, Coach Ferrante and Coach Ari, they both preach finish our runs, and I think overall as a backs group we finished our runs pretty well, and then given that extra yard or two here and there.
Coach, here you go. You got an opportunity. You're 6-0, first time in school history. There's a lot of expectations. What do you tell your team at this point? You say, hey, you got your biggest game of the season, Friday night against Centerburg. What do you see in the Centerburg Trojans in the matchup Friday night, and what do you tell your team and these are still high school kids, despite the fact that you're 6-0 and everything, and they're big dudes that could knock all of us out here. But what do you tell these guys as they get ready to play a huge game at Centerburg on Friday night?
Well, first of all, pressures are privilege. Yeah. It means you're relevant, and we look forward to this opportunity. It's good that Mount Gilead's in this situation. It's good for the program. It's good for the community. But really, we want to go back and simply keep doing what we're doing. We've had a motto this year. It's all about us. We got everybody in the locker room that we need to have success. And it's just going back and attacking each day, each opponent with great respect. We respect everybody, but we fear nobody. So it's just basically the same approach every week. Now, this is a big challenge with Centerburg. It's a tremendous football team. Coach Colella and his staff, he's got Jim Stoyle on his staff, who's been around a long time coaching against and with him a little bit, and Coach Weaver, a tremendous coach as well. But he's got a great staff as well as a great group of kids. He's got an experienced offensive and defensive line up front, big guys that can move. It sounds a lot like us, guys with experience with some big guys that can move up front. And obviously Miles Marshall, a tremendous skill player. The Bollinger kid that's tight end, I believe, a tremendous blocker, a good receiver, and Blaine Ball, like you said, he's a dual threat. He can throw and he can definitely run. So it's a tremendous challenge, and we got to play assignment football this week and do what we do, try to control the ball and maybe limit Blaine's touches a little bit.
with all due respect, though, Coach, you got a lot of talent on your side, too. So it's going to be a ball game Friday night, and I know Curtis is looking forward to that one. We will be there at Centerburg High School as the Centerburg Trojans host the Mount Gilead Indians, and it's their homecoming game there. So ruin homecoming. You do that too, but it's going to be a great time. That'll be on our WMVO Facebook page, live streaming, WMVO YouTube live streaming, and on the radio as well, 100.9 FM, 93.7 HD2, WMVO.com. In other words, there's no reason to miss it. Or get to Centerburg and go see the game too, but if you can't, catch it there. Appreciate you guys joining us so much. We're going to get you guys hooked up with some food here and talk with the Danville Blue Devils. It is the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show live from Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon, Danville. Coming up next here on WMVO.
Time and temperature is brought to you by
Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. Let's get ready to rumble. We love football season, and that means stove season is right around the corner. Buckeye Stoves. Check out our showroom with live displays on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. We offer 22 brands of stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. Wood, pellet, gas, and coal. BuckeyeStoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
Hello?
Hey, Joe, Tom here. Listen, is your yard booked for next weekend?
Yeah, the Joneses family reunion.
All right, how about the weekend after that?
Yep, Mrs. Smith's Card Club.
And the weekend after that?
Oh, that's the Thompson's graduation party. You might as well get used to that if your yard is taken care of by Prescription Turf Care. Everybody wants to use your backyard. Call 740-397-1203 and ask about a free no-obligation estimate.
If you want a healthy lawn and all the weeds gone, call Prescription Turf Care.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community. Offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
WMVO Weather Center forecast.
Currently 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. The wind is from the northeast at 8 miles per hour. The forecast for this evening, clear skies with a light wind, the temp 66 degrees. Overnight, cloud-free and somewhat breezy, 58 degrees. And then tomorrow, some clouds and some wind, and the temp 82. That's Storm Track weather on the heart of Knox County, WMVO.
You're listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, live on WMVO. Brought to you in part by Page One Group, Buckeye Stoves, and Cubbage Electric and Construction.
All right, we are back here at Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon, and tonight's special, large 14-inch two-topping pizza, large garden salad, and breadsticks for $25. For me, that's just a lunch now. I'm kidding. That's good food. That's a lot of good food. $25. It's a steal.
Steal.
What's a steal?
What a deal.
All right. Now, if this was in Danville, I wouldn't be able to drive there. No, I had to make that joke because I know you were ready for it.
There we go.
I'll say it
off the board.
Right off the top.
Off the board.
Right off the top,
It's
baby.
off the board. There we go.
Hey, appreciate you joining us here. Now, we're going to, I think, split it up. We have a couple of guys there eating some food as well, and appreciate you guys joining us. Danville Blue Devils 3-3, 1-2 in the KMAC, coming off a win against the Loudonville Redbirds, but looking for more. Going to play at home against Cardington Lincoln on Friday, and then you play at Centerburg next week, and so some big opportunities. Now, we will be there at Centerburg next week. Curtis already knows that, and we're going to get the chance to see you guys also there. But appreciate Coach Matt Bloom joining us here. Nolan Ridgway, Owen Gronberg, thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. I think we got a couple other guys, too, that we're going to chat with as well. But, Coach, you know, the previous couple of years you guys have just had these massive runs. And I think last year even when you guys had that run, I wouldn't say it was a surprise because there's an expectation at Danville winning football games. But off the year from before, you know, you're thinking, okay, a lot of guys graduated, what's going to happen? But you guys stepped right in and did what you did. And probably, you know, I'm kind of glad you didn't make the state championship game after what happened. But, no, it was a great run for you guys. And as we've said before, Coach, you don't rebuild at Danville, you reload. And so how do you handle the expectations? I mean, every single year, because it's not like free agency or something like that. You got to – I mean, you're talking about moving people right into different positions every year and expecting to win.
Yeah. No, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Pressure is a privilege. I mean, we live in a great community that wants to support our football program and support our kids. And, yeah, I mean, obviously they have high expectations and high standards, but we have those as well for ourselves. So, but right now, you know, you got to take it a week at a time. You know, we're not thinking that big of a picture all the way into a playoff. We're focused on Cardington and being 1-0 each week. So, but even, you know, we went on a great run last year. We were in a very similar spot last year. I mean, we were 3-2 after week 5. This year we were 2-3. So, pretty similar spot. But we just got focused on getting better every single day, and we'll continue to get better at our execution and put ourselves in positions to win.
You guys know that getting into the postseason and what you guys do and the tradition at Danville, anything can happen. It's just how it is. Now, of course, there's not 16 teams making it. There's now 12, but you guys are, if the season ended right now, you would be in the postseason. So opportunities here going forward. But when you look at it through 6 weeks, and it's crazy to think that we're 6 weeks into this already, assess your football team for us here. What are some of the things you say, hey, through 6 weeks we're doing well? Some of the things you say, hey, even though we're more than halfway through, we're 60% done with the season, regular season that is, we can still get better.
Yeah, I think both sides of the ball, we're starting to find our identity, especially after last week. You know, I think we really simplified a lot offensively and kind of tried to find what we can be really good at and succeed at. So that was a good sign last week to grow into. And defensively, I think we're getting better. Again, found our base defense and continue to grow in on that. But we just got to continue doing the little things right and put one full game together with all 3 phases of our game. I'd really like to see what we can come out with if we put all 3 phases together in the same game. Last week, I thought both offense and defense played extremely well. We had over 430 yards offensively, held Loudonville to only 115 yards, but special teams was a real killer for us last week and field position. So, yeah, I think that's one of our goals going into this week is trying to put all 3 phases together and kind of put together a game like that and see how it looks. So.
A couple of players here now. I forgot to ask what class they were in, so I don't want to look stupid here. Are they all these both juniors here?
Both juniors, yep.
Appreciate you guys. You're joining us here, Nolan. And when you look at this season and where you guys are at right now through 6 weeks, as we mentioned, the KMAC is a grind. Every week is good. Your non-conference is always going to be tough at Danville as well. Where do you see the football team from a player perspective through 6 weeks and with the opportunity right now? Again, you'd be in the playoffs right now, and then you have these opportunities in front of you, including this week against Cardington.
Yeah, obviously not the start we wanted, 3-3. I think we lost a couple games that we know we should have won. I think the players have gotten together and talked multiple times. Coaches talked. Just trying to figure out what we can do to get better, obviously. And like you said, the KMAC, every game, everyone's going to bring their best. There isn't really a slouch in the KMAC. So every game, you got to bring your best all three phases of the ball. I think, and then the biggest thing I think we fixed, especially this week, was our energy.
Yeah.
We early in the season came out flat. Warm-ups, we were flat. Starting the game, we were flat, and then after halftime, we picked it up. I think as a team, we're getting better at that, playing with energy.
I was asking Coach about the expectation, because it is. I mean, you had Jacob Hackman last year and the year before, Walker Weckeser, and you move right in there, and the expectations don't change. I mean, it's the same situation, but now it's a new season and the expectations are there. How do you handle something like that as you go into a season, and then how have you handled it as you go throughout this year, and maybe how you plan on handling it as you go to these last 4 regular season games and hopefully plenty of postseason games too?
Obviously, 2 great names that you named there, Walker and Hackey. Both played pretty well when they played. It's like what we say, we don't rebuild, reload.
Yeah.
Got guys step up. Parker Proper, freshman, stepped up this week, played really well as a freshman for his first start. So I don't really think that we don't really downgrade. We got guys that are just as good that can step up and play anywhere on both sides of the ball.
Excellent. And for you, Owen, what position do you play?
I play O-line, D-line.
All right. So we were just talking with a couple of offensive and defensive linemen there as well. It's an important thing when you were trying to run the football and everything. And, toughness at Danville, you got to have it if you want to play football at Danville. And you look at these 6 weeks, and again, the expectation question of where you are. Now you're sitting at 3-3. Still some great opportunities right in front of you, starting against Cardington Lincoln on Friday night. Where do you see this team from a player perspective through 6 games?
Not the start that we wanted, like Nolan said, but I think we're starting to figure out, our groove and, what's working and how to trust our teammates. We've done a lot. We've been through a lot together, so I think we're starting to get to that point where we're really trusting each other and learning, he's going to be here to do that and, really figuring it out. So I think we're going to come through.
Yeah, and momentum's a real thing. I mean, we talk about momentum, and you guys got that big win on Friday night against Loudonville, and now you take that momentum to a home game against Cardington Lincoln, a great opportunity for you on Friday night. How important is taking that momentum from that last game and continuing it at home in front of the fans?
It's really important. We needed to, reset and just get a game under us, a good game we can start momentum from. We got to keep building, just put blocks on top of blocks one at a time and just keep building from it, and we'll go somewhere.
What did you take maybe from the Loudonville game? Some of the takeaways from a victory, 34-28. And again, I'm getting these texts. Shout out Scott Mickley. I'm getting these texts, and it's like it's a close game, and it's kind of a back and forth thing. You guys win this game. You get in the win column. You kind of can exhale a little bit. What did you take from that win against Loudonville?
I think we played a pretty good game. We had obviously some things that we need to fix, but that's every game, and I think it's going to help us with momentum. And I think we played with great energy that game. And Loudonville, they're a tough opponent. They aren't soft or anything. They're pretty physical. A bunch of tough kids. So if we got that win, so we can start building momentum.
Yeah.
We really needed that one.
Nolan, you look at that game against Cardington Lincoln. What stood out to you? I mean, you guys back and forth, and you end up winning that thing 34-28. And on the road, it's never easy to win in general, but you win on the road too. What'd you take from that win?
Obviously, back and forth game. Like Coach Bloom said, special teams put our defense in bad spots sometimes, but our defense was able to step up, keep our offense in the game, getting a couple big stops, a big score at the end with, I think it was like 49 seconds, 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And then on kickoff, recovered an onside kick that sealed the game. I think especially coming out in the second half, we adjusted a couple of things to what we needed to do to stop their offense, adjusted some things on special teams, and came out on top.
I know we're going to be talking with some of the other players here after the break, so I want to talk with you guys a little bit more here before we talk with Coach. But the game now against Cardington Lincoln, and you look at Wyatt Denny's still there, and they've got an explosive quarterback too, and the talented football team, and they're coming off a tough loss against Centerburg. What do you want to see from your group against this Cardington Lincoln team, Nolan? And what do you need to do to get a victory at home against Cardington Lincoln?
I think keep the same defense as we did last week. Great energy. Do your 111th. Everyone does their job. I think if everyone does their job, I think we'll be fine. Obviously, you have Denny, a big explosive guy, returning K-Mac Player of the Year. I think he has over 1,000 yards already this year. So obviously control him. Their quarterback shifty, pretty quick. They got a couple athletes out at receiver. So I think if our defense plays with great energy, does their job, I think we'll be fine.
All right, and for you, Owen, what does Danville have to do to get this win on Friday? What do you see with Carrington Lincoln?
We have to play our game. We have to play to win and not play to not lose.
Yeah.
Because, I think we need to focus on ourselves instead of we still set a game plan and everything, but if we just play our game and how we play, how we know we can play, I think we can get it done.
We appreciate Owen Gronberg and Nolan Ridgway, and we got a couple other kids we're going to talk to as well here on the program. Let's take this break. We'll come back. More of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Danville Blue Devils, WMVO.
Time and temperature is brought to you by
Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
So I got this neighbor, Dave. He was kind of curious about my lawn. He grumbled that he bought a patch fix for his yard. Well, it didn't fix the patch. I tried to tell him, call Prescription Turf Care. Come aerate and overseed in the fall. You get a nice, thick, healthy yard next year that goes great with that nice, thick, juicy steak right here. Call 740-397-1203 and ask about a free no-obligation estimate. And remember, if you want a healthy lawn and all the weeds gone, you call Prescription Turf Care.
Call Prescription Turf Care.
You never thought your child would get their own home so soon, but it needs new wiring pulled and the kitchen could use a makeover. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric and Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004.
Cubbage Electric and Construction is a proud sponsor for this year's fall sports.
Cubbage Electric and Construction, 740-627-8004.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. Let's get ready to rumble. We love football season, and that means stove season is right around the corner. Buckeye Stoves. Check out our showroom with live displays on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. We offer 22 brands of stoves, fireplaces, and inserts. Wood, pellet, gas, and coal. BuckeyeStoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community. Offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
You're listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, live on WMVO, brought to you in part by Pizza Cottage, Knox County Veteran Services, and Prescription Turf Care.
All right, we're back here at Pizza Cottage. It's the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Coach Matt Bloom with us. We thank him for joining us from Danville. Tyson Payne and Wade Nisley with us. And Wade said he is going to get me one of those hats. So
We made a deal. You got to come on down to the Devil Dog game.
There we go.
Yep,
he says,
there
I
we
have
go.
to come to the Devil Dog game to get a free hat. Curtis, you know what that means. I'm pointing at Curtis for those who don't realize that he's behind the camera.
Let's go.
Yeah, Coach, we talk about where you sit right now at 3-3, and you got these guys right here, and of course, Nolan and Owen we talked with as well. But here you go, opportunity on Friday night against Cardington Lincoln. What do you want to see from your group on Friday night?
Yeah, I really want to see how we handle their run game with their quarterback and running back. They have a really good combo of athletes back there. So I really want to see how we defend their run game. And then offensively, I think they have some good linebackers as well as some good defensive linemen that are big. So I want to see how we can establish our run game and also get our pass game going. So, and then special teams just play a little bit more clean than we did last Friday night. And like I said earlier, try to get all three phases into one game and see what can happen.
Tyson, you look back at last week. You take on Loudonville. You win 34-28 from a player perspective. And what position do you play?
I play left guard and D tackle.
Left guard and D tackle. So you're hitting people, man.
I'm in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, I feel like if I would play like offensive line, it would not be good. What do they get? Pancakes or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Give them actual pancakes, and I'll be there. I would be on the offensive line. You look at this season right now. You guys sit at 3-3, and what stood out to you in this season? And you're a junior right now. What has stood out, and got one more year to go with you?
I think it's the leadership that everybody kind of stood up in. I mean, we definitely lost a lot of leaders. We still have a lot of talented people, but we lost a lot of leaders. So I think just people stepping up to the leadership role that juniors and underclassmen, they really stood up to where we don't have as many seniors as we did last year.
Yeah. You assess this team after a 3-3 record, and now you got an opportunity to play at home against Cardington and play at Centerburg. Those are major computer points you got in front of you, and just a good opportunity to compete in the KMAC, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we really got to take it 1 week at a time, not take any opponent for granted, because like you said earlier, the KMAC is always going to have a good opponent in front of you, and no opponent you can slouch on. I mean, it's not like you can't do that here.
No. Sorry I mentioned the Centerburg game in 2 weeks, Coach.
I get it. They're a good opponent, man.
Yeah, and that's why alma mater. I will not sing that today. Wade, what position you play?
I play left tackle.
Left tackle. Oh, yeah, you got to have a good left tackle. Mm-hmm. Well, you got to have a good offensive line in general. I mean, if you have a bad offensive line, you know what Brian Gadsden says, my co-host? He says, just hang them up. You're done. You guys you always have a good offensive line. That's what you coach too, right?
Yeah. Yep, these are two of my guys right
here. Wade, looking at this season, you said 3-3. What are some of the positives? You can always get some positives for some of the things you say, hey, we still need to work on in these last 4 weeks of the regular season and hopefully beyond.
Some of the positives are Parker, he's looking good. He's being Cy out there. That's always a plus. But, I mean, really the main things for us is just execution. We need to start executing some of our plays and stuff better, and if we do that, we'll be a tough team to beat, I believe.
Tyson, Loudonville, 34-28 back-and-forth game. You talk about the Mount Gilead game, back-and-forth game. What stood out in those two matchups?
I really think it's the fact that we kept on swinging. I mean, both games we were down going into the half, and we just didn't see that a lot these past 2 years. I'm just happy the way that we responded because we don't really see that a whole lot, you know what I mean? And what really stood out is just it did the loss of Mount Gilead made me kind of upset, but the fact that we kept on fighting, I mean, it made me look forward and ahead in the future, looking pretty happy.
Yeah, you guys were. I was getting those updates. It's back and forth against Mount Gilead, and that's when I said, you know what, this Danville team's gonna fight. And there were again a lot of expectations. There were people that picked you guys to win the conference beginning of the year, and hey, it's not over yet. So we see what happens as you go forward as well. Wade, you think about right now with an opportunity with Cardington this Friday night and with Loudonville and the KMAC in general is just tough every single night. What stood out to you for what's to come here with Cardington Lincoln and with Loudonville as well?
Main thing with Cardington is that running back they got and quarterback. They're real good. And like you said earlier, can't sleep on nobody. Got to take everyone serious. There's no team you can sleep on. Yep. But, I mean, with Loudonville, I'd second what Tyson said. They had some momentum going into halftime because they just came off that kick return for the touchdown. But just coming out in the second half and kept on swinging, and not giving up is what really stood out to me.
Well, what was the message from Coach maybe in the game against Loudonville and the game against Mount Gilead, where one of them you win, one of them you lose, but boy, you guys were in both those football games. Could have gone either way.
Main message was just don't give up, keep swinging. Like we're right there in both of those games, and we're 1 or 2 plays away from beating Mount Gilead, and we were 1 or 2 plays away from Loudonville taking one on us. So, it's just keeping consistent every play, doing your 111th.
You look at these 4 guys that came here tonight, and you think of the importance of what they do. I know it's a complete team sport, but what have these 4 guys meant to the success of this team and the importance of what they're going to mean for you guys to get back to the postseason, man?
Yeah, all starters. Some of these guys are 2-way starters, so all kids that, were there every single morning lift we've had over the offseason, every single summer workout they've been at. So the embodiment of our program and what we do well is because of these guys, and they're just they show that characteristic. So very fortunate to have these guys and battle with them every day. So it makes, wins and losses, that's a part of it, but being able to coach good kids, that's what you want to get out of it. So I'm blessed to be able to have that opportunity.
Friday night, you will be at home. Is this your homecoming?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I know you coaches love that so much. You guys going to stay focused?
We had a message tonight to make sure that they stay focused this week.
Tyson, you think about playing in front of those fans, playing on that field. It's a great environment in Danville, Ohio, man. You guys are a great football town.
It just feels like a wave of noise every time something happens.
Yeah.
Just kind of makes your hair stand up a little bit. Just get your shoulders up a little bit. You know what I mean? It really. I want to know how it feels like for the other team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of suck.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wade, the fans are great. It's a great environment playing in Danville, isn't it? It's fun.
Yeah, it is truly awesome. I'll never forget, just freshman year, just hearing the reaction from the fans down on the field.
Yeah.
It's completely different than up in the stands.
Yeah.
It's like all the noise just comes right down to you on the field. But
now, I was a horrible track athlete. But
hurdler, right?
Yeah, and I wasn't good. So I did actually hear some people when I was running, but most of the time, when I ran short sprints, I couldn't hear anything because you block out the noise. I probably like that in Danville, but it's a great environment there. What do you got to do, Coach? Friday night, win at home against Cardington.
Yeah, stop the run, defensively, get 11 hats to the ball, play with great aggressiveness and effort, and offensively continue to execute at a high level, continue to be able to have a passing attack and a running attack, meshing those two together, being two-dimensional on offense, and special teams, like I said earlier, just clean some stuff up, and we got to do a better job getting the correct units out there and being able to execute.
Well, best of luck to you guys taking on Cardington Lincoln. Thanks to Tyson and Wade, Nolan, Owen, and of course Coach Bloom here for joining us here on the program as well. Thanks to Pizza Cottage for having us out and their hospitality here tonight. Thanks to Curtis and Gary with 2 R's behind the camera there. Curtis has 1 R. His mom was going to add the other one and then decided not to. Appreciate these